Okay, let's just jump right in, shall we? We're going to tackle one of the biggest promises in fitness, how to melt belly fat without doing any cardio. Yep, you heard me. No treadmill, no elliptical, no pounding the pavement.
So, if you're someone who just despises the thought of another minute on a cardio machine, but you still want to see real, tangible results around your waist, then you are in exactly the right place. You're going to want to stick around because we're about to break down how this is not only possible, but actually a smarter way to go.
And look, this isn't just some theory, okay? We're talking about real people. There's a guy who dropped 30 pounds. Another who literally cut his body fat almost in half, from 22% all the way down to 12%, and neither of them did a single dedicated cardio session. So, how on earth did they do it?
Well, it all starts by blowing up a huge misconception in the world of fitness, what we're calling the great cardio myth. For years, we've all been told that to burn fat, you have to burn yourself out with hours of cardio. But you know what? The science tells a very, very different story. So why is this myth still around? It's pretty simple, really. The advice, eat less food, doesn't sell expensive workout programs or gym memberships, does it? The fitness industry, a lot of the time, makes a ton of money by making fat loss seem incredibly complicated, pushing all these workouts when the real solution is actually much, much simpler.
And this slide right here, it says it all. Just take a look. A study compared two groups. The first group, they only focused on their diet. The second group did the diet plus cardio. And the result? As you can see, both groups lost the exact same amount of fat. The only real difference was that the cardio group put in a whole lot more effort for the exact same result. In fact, it can actually get worse than that. Doing too much cardio can actively work against you. It can spike your stress hormone, cortisol, which is directly linked to storing more fat around your belly. It can also ramp up your hunger. And maybe worst of all, it can cause you to lose a lot more of your hard-earned muscle while you're dieting. Okay, so if cardio isn't the magic bullet, then what is? Well, it's time to talk about the real engine behind all fat loss. This is the one concept that, when you truly get it, changes everything. And that is the calorie deficit. That is the entire game. It's just a simple law of physics, really. If you eat fewer calories than your body burns, it has to find that energy somewhere, and it finds it by tapping into your stored body fat. It's that simple. No deficit, no fat loss. Period.
So what's the magic number we're aiming for? Well, a moderate deficit of about 500 calories per day. That's really considered the sweet spot for steady, sustainable progress that you can actually stick with.
And that 500-calorie daily deficit, it translates almost perfectly to about 1 pound of fat loss every single week. It just makes the math so simple and the goal feel totally achievable, without having to do anything extreme. And this table really shows you why that word moderate is so, so important. Just look at the aggressive approach on the left. You're starving, you have no energy, you're losing precious muscle, and your metabolism just tanks. And what happens? You quit. On the right, with the moderate approach, you feel satisfied, you hold on to your muscle, your metabolism keeps humming along, and you get results that actually last. I mean, the difference is just night and day. Okay, so having that deficit is step one, but we need to make sure we're losing the right kind of weight, right? We want to lose fat, not just become a smaller, weaker version of ourselves. And that brings us to the next big idea. Build, don't just burn. Check out this chart. It is so powerful. It shows exactly why lifting weights is completely non-negotiable. The group on the left who only dieted lost a staggering 25% of their weight from muscle. But the group on the right who added lifting to that same diet, they lost almost pure fat. Same diet, totally different, and way better outcome. So what should your training actually look like? Well, the number one rule is to keep lifting heavy. You want to focus on those big compound movements. I'm talking about squats, presses, rows, the exercises that hit a ton of muscle all at once. Your goal in the gym when you're in a deficit isn't to burn calories, it's to send a loud, clear signal to your body that it needs to hold on to muscle no matter what. So please do not make that common mistake of switching to light weights for high reps. But, even with the perfect diet and the perfect training plan, there's still a massive mental hurdle we all have to get over. And this brings us to what I call the patience principle. Okay, this is something you just have to get into your head. And I'm going to be blunt here. You cannot target fat loss from one specific area of your body. All those crunches and ab workouts, they're not going to melt your belly fat. It's a physiological impossibility. Period. Instead, fat loss follows a predictable pattern that's pretty much just set by our genetics. As you can see in this timeline, for most guys, the face and neck get leaner first. Then you start to see it in your arms and chest. And that stubborn fat on your lower belly and love handles, yeah, that's almost always the very last thing to go. Knowing this ahead of time helps you stay sane and stick with the plan. All right, we're at the final piece of the puzzle, and it's a big one. It's about mastering your metabolism so that you don't stall out, get frustrated, and then rebound. Okay, and listen up because this is super important. As you lose weight, your metabolism will slow down. This does not mean you've damaged it or broken it. It's a completely normal biological adaptation. Your body is just becoming more efficient because it's now smaller. It's a survival thing. So how do we handle this? It's simple, really. You use something called diet breaks. After you've been in a deficit for, say, 8 to 12 weeks, you just take a week or two and eat at your maintenance calories. This gives your hormones and metabolism a chance to reset, and it sets you up for the next phase of fat loss without feeling completely drained. And the other non-negotiable tool in your toolbox? Daily movement. We're talking about aiming for around 10,000 steps a day. Now, this isn't intense cardio, right? It's just about keeping your general activity level up, which is huge for preventing your metabolism from slowing down too much while you're eating less. Okay, I know that was a lot, so let's boil it all down into a super simple 4-point framework that you can take away and start using right now. Here it is, your entire fat loss blueprint. Number 1, create that moderate calorie deficit with your food. That's your engine. 2, lift heavy 3 or 4 times a week to tell your body to keep its muscle. 3, be patient, trust the process, and understand that stubborn fat is always the last guest to leave the party. And 4, manage your metabolism like a pro with diet breaks and daily steps. That's it. That's the whole plan. And that really just leaves us with one final question to think about. After everything we've gone over, take a look at your own approach. Is your fitness plan built on these simple, powerful fundamentals? Or has it just gotten unnecessarily complicated? Because at the end of the day, the best